You want to talk? Let's talk.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most prominent actors whose filmographies are riddled with less than stellar entries, even though they may have appeared in a few good films.
No, you suck! You can say bad things about me, but I won't say bad things about myself!
Number 20, Jamie Kennedy. Yes, Jamie Kennedy was in the Scream movies, and we're not taking those classic horror movies away from him. However, one look at the rest of his filmography, and you'll find yourself doing a lot of screaming at how scarily bad it is. Perhaps the most glaring example is Son of the Mask.
So lame.
After Jim Carrey refused to make a sequel to The Mask, Kennedy was hired, resulting in this terrible Golden Raspberry-nominated movie. This was Kennedy's shot at stardom, and it failed spectacularly. Since then, it's been one obscure, low-quality film after another. Have you seen Bending the Rules or Buddy Hutchins?
I'm proud of you.
Oh, don't be. Everything's gone to shit.
If you plan on doing so, to paraphrase the Good Mask movie, somebody should stop you. Number 19, Jennifer Love Hewitt. You know what Jennifer Love Hewitt did last summer?
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
She made a bad movie. Okay, so maybe it wasn't literally last summer, but throughout Hewitt's lengthy career, if she's appeared in a movie, you can almost guarantee that it's a bad one. Scroll through her catalog on Rotten Tomatoes, and you'll notice something pretty amazing. Hewitt hasn't made one movie that scored above 54% among critics, excluding The Client List, which was made for TV.
How did we get ourselves into such an awful mess?
A lot of people asking those questions these days.
And it's not just the critics who aren't impressed. Only a handful of her films have received positive audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes, with Can't Hardly Wait being maybe the most divisive. Number 18, Jean-Claude Van Damme. While most actors tend to make worse movies as their star power wanes, Jean-Claude Van Damme has actually delivered multiple commendable films in the 21st century. Perhaps the most notable of these is 2008's JCVD.
Van Damme, la bête, le tigre de la cage, l'homme Bloodsport est tombé dedans. J'étais déchiré, mentalement, physiquement.
However, these few acclaimed works are completely overshadowed by the numerous mediocre movies the Muscles from Brussels has made over his long career. Despite achieving box office success with titles like Universal Soldier and Time Cop, many of Van Damme's works have simply fallen short of greatness. If all it took to make a truly exceptional film was the ability to do the splits, then Van Damme might have the most impressive filmography ever.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
But clearly, it takes a little more than that. Number 17, Jessica Biel. Unfortunately for Jessica Biel, her time on Seventh Heaven didn't garner her any goodwill from the movie gods.
But it wouldn't be any of your business if I did.
Believe that if it helps you sleep.
Since she departed the show, Biel's extensive resume has been marked by a lot more misses than hits. In an attempt to diversify her roles, she ventured into sci-fi and action, with films like Blade Trinity and Next, to pretty unsuccessful results. She was even in that awful Total Recall remake in 2012. Biel has tried her hand at the rom-com thing as well, with turns in Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve.
It's on.
I'm sorry?
Oh no.
What's on?
Oh yeah, this? It's on.
However, neither of those produced anything beyond the standard romantic comedy flair. Number 16, Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler burst onto our radars with his star-making turn in Zack Snyder's 300.
Madness. This is Sparta!
But even if we were to turn a blind eye to his earlier movies, the quality of his work since then has been just as bad, if not worse. We assume that with more fame comes a lot more choices. Unfortunately, some of the choices Butler has made have been questionable, to say the least. Gamer is an all-style, no-substance action movie, and the rom-coms The Ugly Truth and The Bounty Hunter possess neither believable romance nor clever comedy.
Is this a joke?
Nope.
2011's take on Shakespeare's Coriolanus may stand out as a rare high point, but films like the Has Fallen franchise only regress him into mediocrity. Number 15, Jaden Smith. As a full-fledged Nepo baby, Jaden Smith has enjoyed a lot more opportunities than many of his counterparts.
I'm sorry, Just distracted.
However, as we've seen in his relatively small body of work, with said opportunities haven't come the best choices. Although Smith showed promise with his movie debut in The Pursuit of Happiness, the quality of his projects since then have taken a steep downturn. Both The Day the Earth Stood Still and The Karate Kid made money, but while the latter could be considered average, the former was disliked by both critics and audiences.
Helen, who is this guy?
A friend?
What kind of friend?
Scooch over. He's a work friend.
What's his name?
Klaatu.
Then in 2013, Smith reunited with his dad in After Earth, a movie so widely panned, the older Smith called it the most painful failure in his career. Number 14, Katherine Heigl. While Katherine Heigl has had some negative things to say about Knocked Up, it still ranks as one of the top comedies of the 2000s.
What?
What?
I'm pregnant?
With emotion?
With a baby. You're the father.
I'm the father.
Yes!
But while that film is a thumbs up on her IMDb page, our thumbs turn mostly down for the rest of her credits. Following Knocked Up, Heigl had a rom-com run that stands out for how generally forgettable it was. 27 Dresses has its fans, but there's very little good to say about The Ugly Truth, Life as We Know It, or New Year's Eve.
You're going out there to celebrate with us?
Nah, I'll just hang here.
Oh,
No, it's fine. I'm good.
The 2010s saw Heigl in a number of low-budget misses as well. Who remembers Home Sweet Helen Unforgettable? Exactly. Number 13, Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore's tenure as an MTV VJ from 1989 to 1994 propelled him to considerable fame, particularly among younger audiences. That fame led to the making of Encino Man, which, despite the critical panning, managed to turn a modest profit and developed a dedicated fan base.
We're going on to bigger and better things, buddy. Stoney, I am on to bigger and better things.
This was good for Shore, but bad for 90s filmgoers, who were then inundated with a slew of Pauly Shore movies, from Son-in-Law to In the Army Now, Jury Duty, and Biodome.
Did it hurt
Did what hurt?
when you fell from heaven?
But it wasn't just the critics that hated these movies. The audience didn't show much love to Shore as the decade went on either, as each movie earned lesser returns at the box office. Number 12, Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez rose to fame as the titular singer in the well-received 1997 film Selena.
Come on, Dad. I can do it. I know I can. Really.
Trust us.
She quickly followed that up with the cult classic Anaconda and the great Steven Soderbergh film Out of Sight. As the 90s came to a close, Lopez was a huge star, but with that stardom came a string of bad to mediocre rom-coms, from The Wedding Planner to The Backup Plan. And let's not forget her two big flops with Ben Affleck, Kevin Smith's disappointing Jersey Girl, and the widely maligned Geely.
it's turkey time.
Huh?
Gobble, gobble.
All of that just gets us to 2010. Since then, Lopez has appeared in movies like Second Act and Shotgun Wedding, whose mid-40s Rotten Tomatoes score should tell you all you need to know. Number 11, Nicolas Cage. What happened to this career?
Ready for the big ride, baby!
Once an A-list actor making huge paychecks for high-profile roles, Nicolas Cage has since seemingly relegated himself to the realms of straight-to-DVD and video-on-demand. Well, as it turns out, financial mismanagement is to blame. Bad real estate investments and tax-related issues resulted in serious money problems for the California native, who reportedly responded by taking on as many acting gigs as possible in order to dig himself out of the hole. The severity of his debt can be measured by the huge number of films he starred in that you've probably never heard of, like The Runner, Pay the Ghost, and Vengeance: A Love Story.
I'm moving very slowly.
Number 10, Jessica Alba. This Californian native first caught the attention of the masses as the star of Dark Angel, a James Cameron co-created TV series that actually earned Alba a Golden Globe nomination.
And you still think you can do something to change that?
Since then, she's become a household name and is widely considered one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. Praise for her acting, however, has diminished. Many of her films have earned her Razzie nominations, including, but not limited to, Into the Blue, Fantastic Four, Good Luck Chuck, The Love Guru, and Little Fockers.
You sure you're gonna be okay?
Yeah, I think I just need to clear my head. Thanks for the ride.
These days, she's more famous as a businesswoman than as an actress. Number 9, Jai Courtney. When John McClane returned to the big screen with Live Free or Die Hard, critics and fans alike were pleasantly surprised by the strong outing. Then came the sequel, the critically reviled A Good Day to Die Hard, which introduced many to Jai Courtney in his first starring role.
You gonna shoot me?
You gonna shoot your own father?
Shouldn't be here, John. Shouldn't be here.
Suffice it to say, it wasn't a good start for the Spartacus alumnus. Though he followed it up with the well-received Australian flick, Felony, roles in I, Frankenstein and the Divergent series tipped the scale in the wrong direction.
A brave man never surrenders.
Courtney then left his mark on yet another classic action franchise with the poorly received Terminator Genisys, but the roles keep on coming. Number 8. Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston's career will forever remain iconic for starring in one of the best sitcoms in TV history.
I can't believe I even thought of getting back together with you. We are so over.
Fine by me!
She's even made some great film choices as well. Just look at the high-quality laugh-out-loud comedies Office Space and Horrible Bosses. However, to paraphrase Ross, for much of her film career, it seems like she was on a break from good movies. Bruce Almighty may have made a lot of money, but his mediocre reviews certainly didn't bode well for Aniston.
It's not important. Let's watch it one more time.
Oh, no.
Just once more.
No!
Please?
No! Bruce, you promised that you would help me with this photo album.
She followed that up with Along Came Polly, Rumor Has It, and The Breakup, which all have Rotten Tomatoes scores under 35%. As if to crown all of her lackluster efforts, Aniston ultimately earned a Golden Raspberry nomination for her turn in Just Go With It. Number 7. Taylor Lautner. Heartthrob though he may be, Taylor Lautner has seemingly struggled to land that transformative role to help him reinvent himself as a leading man. And let's be honest, while they were financial juggernauts, the Twilight films weren't exactly critical successes.
I literally can't.
Since then, Lautner has donned the mask of action hero in Abduction and Tracers, both of which flopped, as well as the guise of funny man in The Ridiculous Six, which currently boasts 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. And sadly, his foray into indie drama, Run the Tide, didn't land with critics either.
You're lucky. I don't tell him what you really are.
Number 6. Ashton Kutcher. Nothing hurts quite like giving it your all in a dramatic biopic, only to have someone tell the same story 2 years later, to significantly better reviews.
I never lost it. It was stolen from me.
Sadly, this was Ashton Kutcher's experience when he played tech visionary Steve Jobs in 2013, before Michael Fassbender took a crack at the role. Since his days on That 70s Show, Kutcher has put out a steady stream of films that, although often financially successful, have consistently been duds, at least as far as critics are concerned. Movies like New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, and What Happens in Vegas? We're looking at you.
How hard can it be?
I know how hard it isn't.
Number 5. Megan Fox. What is there to say about Megan Fox that hasn't already been said? As a modern sex symbol, this actress has been typecast for her looks pretty much since day one, though she's never been regarded as a particularly gifted actress. In all fairness, the films in which she's been cast haven't exactly given her much to work with.
Wow, nice insult, Hannah Montana. You got any more harsh digs?
You can't help but respect the way she's embraced her place in the film industry, though. Since becoming a mother, she's publicly stated that she's a mom full-time and an actress part-time, treating acting as a source of income rather than her true passion, but confident in getting roles to support her kids.
Here. Ninja, mutant, turtle, teenagers.
Number 4. Tyler Perry. Hey, if you find a character that works at the box office, why not just keep churning out movies?
It's hot as hell in this Cadillac, honey. I don't have no air conditioner.
Tyler Perry has proven himself to be a talented actor, writer, and filmmaker, with a bank account to back it up. But the Medea film franchise he started with Diary of a Mad Black Woman has become a veritable Razzie magnet over the years.
That's it. I'm calling the police.
I ain't scared no popo. Call the popo, ho.
In the series, Perry plays the titular Medea, a tough elderly black woman. Despite the fact that critics have panned almost all of the Medea films, Perry keeps making them, and audiences keep coming back for more. Number 3. Kevin James. Like so many other Hollywood funny men, Kevin James got his start in stand-up before breaking into television and landing his own series.
I love you. And I know in time you'll learn to love me too.
Towards the end of King of Queens, James made the shift into film, a medium in which he has made quite the name for himself. His first starring role in the romantic comedy Hitch saw him playing the lovable but bumbling Albert Brenneman, and that movie actually did quite well.
Can't stop it. You cannot stop it. Next subject.
Get out.
Since then, however, the films in which he's had a substantial role have all been widely panned as lowest common denominator family comedies, full of cheap laughs. Number 2. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal made his film debut in 1988 and just 4 years later scored a box office and critical hit with Under Siege.
I'm thrilled to death to hear that, yeah. but it leaves a lot of open territory.
From all indications, the martial artist and actor appeared to have a promising action movie career ahead of him, but instead, Segula spent the last 3 decades making one bad movie after another. Besides Machete, the man hasn't been in one non-documentary feature film that scored more than 53% on Rotten Tomatoes by the critics or the audience. In fact, the only other good movie he made was Executive Decision, and he's killed about 1/3 of the way into the film.
Well, sir, under the circumstances, I don't think we have any other options.
It's your call.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Adam Sandler. Of all the famous actors out there whose films have taken a nosedive in terms of quality, Adam Sandler has been going the longest and hardest.
Chewie? What's with the disguise, buddy?
Even when he tries to do better with acclaimed films like Punch Drunk Love and Uncut Gems, Sandler quickly reverts to default with a string of terrible, horrible, no good, very bad movies. Despite starring in one critically loathed film after another, he keeps making money and actually seems to be worth getting into business with. Netflix signed a film deal with the comedian and it's been lucrative for both parties. Looks like Rob Schneider and the rest of the Happy Madison crew will have work for the foreseeable future.
Honestly?
What else, man?
It's a little nutty.
Whose IMDb page looks the worst to you? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.